Mentos, the fresh maker.
Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be President of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 30.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8th electoral vote, in Indiana with its 11th electoral vote, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
And boom, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome into another exciting episode of CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy D-Day Cobra, and I'm happy to see all of you here tonight. The snake pit is lit. Already got over 1,200 people here just on YouTube. And don't forget, we are live on Rumble, Twitter, and Kick, because that is how we roll. It has been a crazy day today already for me. A lot going on in the kind of geeks and gamer world with the Acolyte and everything going on with that. We broke a record on Geeks and Gamers Daily. We have over 5,000 concurrent viewers on Geeks and Gamers Daily today. I believe that's a record. I'd have to go back and check. I think that's a record for just on the YouTube side. 5,000 on YouTube. And we've been rocking and rolling, man. So there's a lot to talk about in the world of politics and entertainment and everything in between. And let's see. Jeremy pulled on the thread to be on time. Predon Corp says, you did it. Thanks, Jay. Yes, it was all because of Drunk 3PO. Drunk 3PO will be the only reason that we were able to break that record. We've had Nerdrotic on this week. We've had Drinker on. We've had all types of big creators, but it wasn't until Drunk 3PO showed up that we were able to break the record on Geeks and Gamers Daily. All it took was Jay. I agree with Jay. Ain't that something? Jay's running out of the whole like, oh, poor little me. He's got a video that did better than mine overnight. He's got like 200,000 views on his video. He helped to break the record on Geeks and Gamers Daily. I mean, he's a big deal. He's a big deal. You know who else is a big deal? You guys, the Snake Pit. What's up to the 199? John Kennedy with his member message. Jared the American says, hey, Jeremy, I'm worried about the potential assassination against Trump before and after the election against his VP. I think it will be Tulsi as VP. You know, I'm starting to wonder if it's going to be J.D. Vance. He's really been putting J.D. Vance out there a lot. Dirk Burgum, he's been out there a lot too. Again, Trump is definitely good at, I mean, he's obviously he's amazing at being a showman and a marketer. And I still have no idea who he's going to pick. Even with that list that came out that has not been debunked, so I'm just going to have to assume that that is the list. I think that I have no idea who he's going to pick, but he's floating people out there like J.D. Vance. Ben Carson's obviously a solid pick because he knows Ben and Byron Donalds, but there's J.D. Vance out there. There's Dirk Burgum. And then, of course, the one that I truly have I think is the worst pick ever is Marco Rubio. That would be awful. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Rabbit with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Eric K says, Godspeed, clobbering times. You will be missed. R.I.P. Yes. Clobbering Times. Unfortunately, we got the news Clobbering Times passed away. So sorry to hear that. Very sad when a member of the 199 has a news like that. So hate to hear that. Rest in peace, sir. Rest in peace. John Kennedy, 63215, hailed the 199. The Fixer says there are Trump rallies now in the UK. Let's go. McCock says, answer your damn phone. Jay is calling. Jeremy is gay, says that is all. Carry on. Golden Nugget says, pray for Jeremy to not be gay. Hail the Snake Pit. Emperor Palpatine says, Jeremy, have you seen the recently leaked video of Nancy Pelosi admitting that J6 was in fact her fault? Leftoids can eat crow. MAGA 2024. Yeah, we covered it on the last CobraCast. Covered that one. Terry with the $2. Thank you. Brockatron, does it make sense to have an 89.5% viewer retention time on 20-minute videos? Also, I have 2 strikes and YouTube won't tell me what they're from. 89.5 viewer retention time is phenomenal. Yes, that's fantastic. Magna, let's see, Defender. God dang it, where'd it go? Trump should say this time to the Dems, COVID is over. No more pokes, no more variants, no more nonsense. Shut up and move on. You guys are beyond desperate. Matt Perkins says, hey, bro, long-time viewer, first-time chatter. What do you think about the Salty and Benny Johnson beef? I don't know of any beef. I know that there was like some conversation of like Benny using the Salty Army stuff, but I don't know of any actual beef. But as I've said, like the Salty Army thing was a salty cracker thing from my perspective. And like I said, I think Salty would even say this. It's not like Salty Cracker invented the whole like salty tears and all of that. It's not like he invented that. But he did popularize it and really made it his own. So, like I said, I know a guy named the Salty Nerd podcast. Great guys. So of any beef, I have no idea. And I don't think there's any beef to my knowledge, but I'm not going to be getting involved in it. Internet drama and all that, I don't think there's going to be any. If I know Salty as well as I know Salty is not the type of guy that's going to want to get into a pissing contest with anyone that's on the same side as him. That's just not how he operates. Salty is an awesome dude. And so I don't think there's probably any beef. But that's all I would know from it. Let's see. Dragon Wolf 920 says, hey, Jeremy, got laid off from my job today as a direct result of Biden's border policy. Laid off 450 personnel at my site. Holy shit. That's so ridiculous, man. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Soldier on for $21.99. Thank you so much. Steel Leg of History says, Jeremy, I got my new fake leg and posted a thank you vid for Jay. Hope you like the leg and like the thumbnail Punch McLightning did for me. Hell yeah, that's awesome to hear, Steel Leg. And Punch McLightning does great work. And we got McCock says, Ryan won't do daily. Now numbers are bigger. Now biggest numbers, and he's not on that. He's out. What the fuck kind of sentence was that, McCock? What the fuck kind of sentence was that? I'm going to read that one more time. I'm going to read it exactly how it's typed. Ryan won't do daily now, biggest numbers, and he's not on that. He's out. What the fuck was that? What the hell was that? Okay. No punctuation whatsoever. Run-on sentences, words that don't line up. You were using voice text, weren't you? You were using voice text. Eric for 20. You should watch tonight's Timcast. Matt Gaetz describes how politicians pay millions to get on these special committees and get around the legislator. I saw Matt Gaetz was on. Usually when there's a guest like that, I will check it out. So I'm really happy to hear that Matt Gaetz was on, and I'm sure it was a great episode. Bearded Llama says, greetings, my main figure. MAGA 2024. And the big news of the day, McCock is mad at me now. I'm sorry, McCock. But the big news of the day, we got a couple of things actually that I want to talk about. But the big news of the day is that Logan Paul is going to interview President Trump. Now, there's a couple of different ways to look at this, okay? There's a couple of different ways to look at this. Now, I am not a fan of Logan Paul. I think everybody knows that. I'm not a fan of Logan Paul. I have not been a fan of Logan Paul for a long time. I have no problem admitting that Logan Paul is an incredibly talented individual, and he is. Logan Paul, like I've said, his work in WWE is absolutely fantastic. All right? Logan Paul's work in WWE, he has the potential to be one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. I've been watching wrestling a long time. Logan Paul is absolutely phenomenal in the ring. And I know people that don't understand wrestling will just dismiss it as being faked or scripted or whatever. You don't understand wrestling if that's your takeaway from it. Wrestling takes an insane amount of talent to actually perform at the highest levels. It does. Logan Paul is phenomenal in the ring. He's also a mega popular internet personality. He just is. I don't watch his content. I don't like him. I can't stand the guy. I will never drink Prime Energy, ever. But he is a marketing machine. With that said, I also think he's an absolute piece of shit, and I think that he is a manipulative bastard. I would not trust Logan. There are like straight up like Hollywood left-wing lunatics that I would trust more than Logan Paul. I don't trust Logan Paul at all. All right? Now, he has scored an interview with President Trump. I will dismiss all of my dislike of Logan Paul to say that I think this will probably be very good for President Trump. I believe this will be very good for President Trump because of the amount of attention that he will get. And you know Trump's going to charm the hell out of this interview. He's going to make himself look like the Chad that he is. This is the interview, or this is the thing they posted to TikTok with him and Logan Paul. Here we go. Yo, I'm scared. It's rare to see Trump like that. It's rare to see Trump kind of let his guard down like that. That's rare to see. And I think that's cool. And again, that's where Trump is going to fully take advantage of this opportunity. Okay. So that was really cool to see. I really liked that. And then there's another clip that was just uploaded, and I haven't even watched it yet. So we're going to watch this one live for the first time. And this is Trump gifting Logan Paul. Here we go. I have not seen this, so we're watching this for the first time. Here we go.
This is for you guys.
Oh, no way. We got gifts.
Oh, nice. Sells for a lot of money, this thing.
Oh, no way. Thank you, President.
Here you go, President. Split it up. Here's
amazing.
This is
is this your mugshot?
Yeah, can you
No way. You're a gangster.
This is what we're reduced to.
No way.
Should we put them on now? Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing.
And it sells. Well, Elvis had one. Frank Sinatra had one.
This shirt?
But we've eclipsed them. A long time ago, we've eclipsed them.
What a freaking Chad, dude. What a freaking Chad. All right. Forget Logan Paul. Forget what's his name, Mike, the other guy. Forget those clowns. It's like Trump is taking advantage of mega viral moments right here. These are going to be mega viral moments.
Oh, no way. We got gifts.
Oh, nice. Sells for a lot of money, this thing.
Oh, no way. Thank you, President.
Here you go, she split it up. Here's
amazing.
This is
Is this your mugshot?
Yeah, can you move that? This is what we're reduced to.
No way.
Should we put them on now? Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing.
And it sells. Well, Elvis had one. Frank Sinatra had one.
This shirt?
But we've eclipsed them. A long time ago, we've eclipsed them.
All right, so I obviously think that this is good for President Trump. I will dismiss my hatred of Logan Paul, and I truly it's weird because there's a lot of people that have hatred and dislike people for various amount of reasons, and they have problem separating their hatred from the reality of the situation. I have no problem telling you that I hate Logan Paul, but he is an unbelievably talented individual. He just is. And it just is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I think he is a slime ball. I think he's a sleazebag. I think he's a manipulative piece of shit. I think he believes in nothing. I think he will say whatever he needs to say in any given situation. I think he stands for absolutely nothing. I think he's a coward. All of these things are true. But he's also good at what he does. I have no problem admitting that. Now, I want to remind everybody of something Logan Paul said back during the Summer of Love, and just to further my point that Logan Paul will literally say whatever he needs to say in order to keep himself relevant in any situation, and that's what he does. And I want to remind everybody with this right here. This is during the Summer of Love, everybody.
One of my biggest learnings from all of this, and I'm embarrassed that it's taken me 25 years to realize this. It is not enough to be not racist. You have to be anti-racist.
Yes.
Condemn those who feign superiority because of the color of their skin. Friends, hold friends accountable. Hold your family accountable. Hold yourself accountable. And most importantly, we must hold our authorities accountable. Police officers, politicians, policymakers. As Killer Mike said, bully the politicians at the voting booth. Make your voice heard. Attend a protest. Speak up against injustice. If you're white, if you look like me, use your privilege. And for those who do not think white privilege exists, you are fucking blind. You are delusional and you are part of the problem. I can count on 0 hands the amount of times that I have feared for my life at a routine traffic stop. That has never happened. Half of the reason I'm able to get away with some of my hooligan shit I do in my vlogs is because I'm a white kid. I'm confident that I do not have to fear for my life should the cops show up. Acknowledge and weaponize your privilege. I believe we're going to a protest today. You can bet your fucking ass I'll be in the front line. Knowing all this about America, its racially charged background, its inability to truly treat humans as equals, even after 244 years since its inception, we must now work towards finding the solution. And if you are an influencer or celebrity friend of mine, I hope you are using your platform to continue to spread the message of solidarity and unity. I do not have all the answers, but I know we must now reverse engineer the system as a collective.
So that's Logan Paul. Just to further my point that he is an absolute piece of garbage, and there's no one that will ever tell me any different. With that said, I'm very happy that President Trump is being interviewed by him, because regardless of how much I hate him, he does have influence, massive influence. Millions and millions and millions and millions of people are going to pay attention to his impulsive podcast. And regardless of if he's doing it for clout, it doesn't matter. It gets President Trump out there to an entirely new audience. It's something Joe Rogan won't do. Joe Rogan won't have President Trump on. Joe Rogan's scared to have President Trump on. So I'm glad that at least Logan Paul's doing it, even though we know he's doing it for all the wrong reasons, because he is a literal piece of garbage. But it's going to get a lot of attention for President Trump, and that's all that matters to me ultimately. And yeah, man, the guy's been twisting and manipulating shit for a long time. That's just who he is. It's who he's always been. And President Trump will be interviewed by him tomorrow. And I don't know what time it's dropping, but I am going to be reacting to it here on this channel when it drops. So we will do an emergency CobraCast tomorrow, and we will be talking about that very thing. And again, Trump's going to take full advantage of the situation, which is all that matters to me. Trump's going to look like the absolute Chad that he is. He's going to... there will be different level of questions from Logan Paul. I'll say that much. It will be a different style of interview. You're not going to get the standard talking points. You're actually going to get some really interesting questions. So it'll be interesting to hear how Trump actually approaches that. Now, the other thing, too, is, and this just shows that Logan believes in absolutely nothing, just to further that point right here. WWE U.S. champion Logan Paul team has reached out to the White House to see if Joe Biden would be down for an impulsive episode podcast. Logan is said to be wanting to give the full context of the presidential race to his audience, TMZ reports. I want Joe Biden to accept. I hope he does. There's really no good answer here for Biden, because if he doesn't accept and Trump does it, it makes Trump look good because Trump's going to be Trump. But if he declines, then it's just going to make things look even better for Trump, because Trump's going to be like, I'm going to go talk to some random social media influencer that I don't even know anything about. I'm going to go into a situation and answer non-political questions, and he's going to own it like he owns every situation. And then you have this situation where if Biden, which I don't think there's a chance in hell Biden accepts this, or the Biden administration, I think there's no chance in hell. But the fact is it will make him look bad to the normies out there, to the normies. But let's see where we are on the chat. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Not George Floyd. You think Trump and Logan Paul will launch a new NFT? Maybe. I hope Trump doesn't get involved with Logan Paul on the NFT side. McOck for 10 says, sorry on my phone. Sometimes it messes up my sentences, but Ryan will not show up for the daily now because the biggest numbers are when he's not on. So he's going to use that as to stop streaming. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Gregory for $9.99 says, it's flooding so bad in South Florida right now. All the betas in the electric cars and Priuses are stuck. People are dumb. Yes, they are. People are very, very dumb. No doubt about that. That's pretty funny, actually. 1-800-DANKY in the house. He says, hey, Beardo, it's me, your conscious. I know I sound a little like your boss, Jeremy, but I think it's time we admit that we wear 4-inch lifts in our shoes. Holy shit. Why is Beardo getting roasted on CobraCast? Marlo, Trump giving interviews. Do you think we can expect the Alex Jones interview, or will he only go to people with lefty mid audience? I don't think that. I'm just going to be honest. Obviously, I love Alex Jones. I don't think that it benefits Trump at all to do an interview with Alex Jones. I just don't. I don't think there's any benefit there. Anyone that's watching Alex Jones and paying attention to Alex Jones is already going to vote for Trump. So I don't think that that helps at all. I think that he needs to continue to reach out to the normie side for sure. And that's the most important thing right now is kind of clearing everything with the normie side. So I'm going to go with that for now. That's just me being as honest as I can about the Alex Jones situation. Again, thank you guys. We're live here on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, and Kick. So wherever you are choosing to watch us, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. I just saw this hit my feed earlier, and I want to react to it because apparently Candace Owens went on with Piers Morgan, and they had a discussion about all this Daily Wire stuff. And I really want to hear, I clicked on like the first couple of seconds, and I'm like, well, this sounds pretty interesting. Now, I've been barely following the Candace Owens stuff, but Candace Owens called out Ben Shapiro the other day. And the whole situation with the Daily Wire and Candace Owens is a wild one. And ultimately, again, I'll kind of repeat the points that I made last time. I can only be as fair as I can be and as honest as I can be about given situations. There's two ways to look at this. And just because I'm treated nicely doesn't mean I'm not going to be honest. I've been treated okay by the Daily Wire. I've had several interactions with the Daily Wire, and I've been treated fairly. They've always done right by me. I've had no issues with them whatsoever. And whether it's going to events with them, doing interviews with them, or whatever, I've had no issues personally with the Daily Wire. Everything's been good from that perspective. From a just an outsider's perspective, I've had a lot of problems with the Daily Wire and how they carry themselves and a lot of the things that they've done. And I've been very critical of the Daily Wire and the things that they've done and the way that they have portrayed certain situations. And it looks like this situation is getting uglier and uglier by the day with Candace Owens. So let's check out this clip right here from Piers Morgan with Candace Owens on his channel. Interesting stuff.
Why did you leave the Daily Wire?
Well, unfortunately, I can't talk about the specific reasons that I left the Daily Wire, but what I can do is respond to whatever reasons were given to the public. And obviously, no sooner did we agree to leave than Andrew Klavan of the Daily Wire did an entire episode stating that the reasons that I was leaving was because I was anti-Semitic and I was engaging in a type of anti-Semitism that was hard to pin down. And that is why in my first episode of launching my independent podcast, I hit back pretty hard at him because, I think it's pretty despicable, first and foremost, as a colleague who I had a great relationship with, to have engaged in that, knowing that I was not at liberty to say anything. I thought it was a very underhanded, disgusting tactic, and I responded in force.
I want to play you what Ben Shapiro told me when I asked him about this on Uncensored. One of the consequences of this war has been a lot of very high passions on both sides, a lot of angry disagreements. You and your company have been at the center of a very high-profile one at the moment with Candace Owens, who's now left Daily Wire. Was she fired, or did she leave of her own volition?
I'm not going to speak to this topic, Piers.
At all?
At all. The only thing I will say is what I've said all along with regard to Candace or with regard to any of our other hosts. I am not in hiring and firing position with the Daily Wire. I'm a co-founder of the Daily Wire. I'm a co-owner of the Daily Wire. I'm not actually in management. And as far as the free speech situation, what I will say is that no company has the obligation to literally pay anyone. The Daily Wire is a publisher. It is not a platform.
Do you agree with that, Candace?
Agree with which part?
Well, okay, any of it.
Well,
that's such a loaded question, what he just asked her. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with what part? Like, Piers is so slimy with his questions, and Candace being very smart. Agree with what part? Like, you can't ask her if she agrees with literally everything he said. That was such a slimy question, and she obviously very smart answer.
I think that it's interesting, and I'd love to sit down with and debate Ben Shapiro on a number of topics, particularly cancel culture, because I know that he's made some comments in the past that he believes that publishers, platforms should allow people to have different ideas. And so those particular comments to me sound in contrast to what he has said in the past, but I can't speak on behalf of him, obviously. I personally believe that media companies are healthier when you allow people to have different opinions and allow people to debate those opinions. Personally, I love to see a debate between two people. And so I can only tell you what my perspective is and can't really speak for him.
I mean, he made the point at the end there that any company, any private company, when it comes to free speech, is not compelled to pay people to work for them. I mean, would you accept that as a principle?
Well, what I would say again is that it just kind of runs into what is wrong. I guess the question you could ask is, what is wrong if CNN fires somebody for having a different opinion? What then is wrong if Fox News fires somebody for having a different opinion? Your answer would have to be that it's not wrong and that companies are at will to curate whatever belief system that they want and to not allow free speech.
The Daily Wire basically feels like a mainstream outlet, and that's all they are now. And that's disappointing to me, because I remember when they really started to get traction, when they hired Gina Carano, when they were doing all these things, I was all in. And I was like, let's support them. Let's show them some love. They're doing great things. And it's just really disappointing to see how bad things have gotten from this perspective. And it just feels like very much a mainstream outlet. Doug freaking B over on Rumble just dropped a proper 199. It says, did I just actually make a live stream? Hail the snake pit. Holy shit. Within one bomb, you already have Rumble ahead of YouTube tonight, Dougie B. Holy shit. It's been a long time since Rumble competed with YouTube. Doug B, let's go. All right, let's continue on. Hail Doug B.
You know.
Out of interest, is it true that you signed an NDA and that's why you can't really talk about this in detail?
I cannot speak in detail about any of that stuff.
You can't.
She can't even say if she signed an NDA. Holy shit. Let's one more time.
Not speak in detail about any of that stuff.
You can't even confirm whether you've had an NDA.
I am not free to speak about any topic pertaining to contracts signed or not signed. And
wow, dude, that's so crazy. That is crazy. She can't even confirm. Can't even confirm or deny. Exactly, Jax. No confirm or deny.
So.
You see, this is where it gets interesting for me, because you referenced Andrew Klavan from the Daily Wire. I want to play a part of what he said, and then I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
I hate big business, man. I hate it. Willie Will, holy shit. With a proper 199. Willie Will says, we ain't going out like that. Willie Will, holy crap. Willie Will says, we ain't going out like that. Hail Willie freaking Will. Hail to the snake pit. You guys are insane. Okay, so again, I hate to say this because I know I know there's going to be a day and time where, because of the growth of G&G and everything we're doing, I know that at some point in time, because of the nastiness of the business world, I'm going to have to eventually move this company into a different place of like having to sign NDAs. I am proud of the fact that Geeks and Gamers is as big as it is right now, and I have as many people involved, and I have never had a person sign an NDA. We temporarily rolled some out a few years ago, and I axed it. My attorney was like, you got to get NDAs, you got to get NDAs. People are going to use things against you. All these motherfuckers online saying that I'm involved in all this stupid shit. Jeremy's got all this stuff going on behind the scenes. There ain't a single person that has to be silent. If anybody that's ever worked with me has been in any group chats I'm in, anybody can expose me for being a piece of shit right now. I don't make people sign these things. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, by the way. It's a necessary evil, unfortunately. It's a necessary evil in business. It just is, and I understand that. It's just, I hate it. It's, to me, it's like it's like when these celebrities get married, but they make like their each other sign like prenuptial agreements, and it's like it's a necessary evil, unfortunately, but it's just like it feels so slimy. Like, I'm the type of guy, I just want to shake somebody's hand and be like, let's make an agreement like men. Let's shake hands on it and honor our word. That's the way I like to do things. Let's just shake hands and honor our word, because that's the old school mentality. And I hate that as this thing continues to grow and all of that, it's going to get to the point where I'm going to have to do these things. And I hate it. I hate it. Doug B dropped another proper 199 on Rumble and says, bring it. And then Unicycle Peon for 50 on Rumble says, I think the Logan Trump is a setup. I hope he is ready. I've had my issues with Candace, but I think the Daily Wire has behaved with dishonor. The Cobra is rising. Snake Pit 199. Cheers from Mississippi. Let's freaking go. And thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. The Logan Paul Trump thing, I mean, look, I don't have a lot of experience watching Logan Paul. Even as impulsive, I've watched clips and things like that, but I can't speak to it. I don't know if he has a history of being deceptive on his editing or anything like that. I have no idea. But it seems like Trump, after the interview have they've done the interview, Trump is promoting it on his social media. You remember when Trump did an interview with Piers Morgan, he went off on Piers Morgan. Because Piers Morgan made everything look like it was, he manipulated everything to make Trump look bad. Trump is actually promoting the Logan Paul stuff on his social media. So that tells me that Trump is probably comfortable with the situation. Now, Logan Paul, again, is a master manipulator as well. And ultimately, if Trump comes out of this looking good to Logan's audience, it's a win for Trump, and that's really all that matters to me, so time will tell. Willie Will just responded to Doug B with a $300 super chat. And like a Chad, he just said, okay. That might be one of the boss's move. That's a boss move right there. He didn't say anything but a lowercase okay. That is a fucking Chad move. He didn't even, like, the fact that he just said okay, lowercase okay, is one of the most boss moves I've ever seen. He didn't even capitalize the okay. Holy shit. We got to remember this one. Willie Will might have just done one of the coolest super chats of all time by putting a lowercase okay. Doug B, you're on the clock. Here we go.
The Daily Wire parted ways with Candace Owens, and part of it was things that she was saying that we felt were strongly anti-Semitic. And she was doing it in such a way that it was kind of hard to pin down, so I was trying to show where these things happen.
So I'm bemused.
Identity politics is a fucking disease, okay? Everywhere. Identity politics is a disease everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. It's a disease. I don't care in what perspective it's being looked at. Identity politics is a disease. It always has been. It always will be. Wisdom prevails for $100 on Rumble. Holy shit. Feels like we got a fight brewing. Let's go Rumble. Jed, you might want to start counting up the amounts for Rumble and YouTube because we may have a fight tonight. Because
I've been involved in a lot of contracts in my time. I've been an employer, I've been an employee, and so on. I don't understand why somebody from the Daily Wire can be so explicit about the reasons you left, and yet you are not able to be as explicit to defend yourself or to counter what they're saying.
That's a really good point. That's a really, really good point. So if you see the look on her face, she's even saying it. When she's nodding her head, she's like, exactly. Why can they defame me, but I can't respond? See, but this is where I question everything. Question like our whole entire legal system right now, man. Our whole legal system is so bad. I mean, look what they're doing to Trump right now. And I don't buy the Hunter Biden stuff. And again, let me repeat what I said during the Hunter Biden stuff. I don't buy any of the Hunter Biden stuff. I don't buy any of it. And cheering for what happened to Hunter Biden yesterday, you're cheering for the more of corruption. I'm not saying Hunter Biden's not guilty of stuff. I'm saying they are taking the least important thing that this dude was guilty of, and they're basically bypassing all of the other bad stuff because the system is corrupt. That's my problem with it. And I'm not the only one that's saying that. Thank goodness more people are finally seeing that. I'm not saying I'm the only one that was saying it yesterday, but I don't remember it. When I reacted to it very quickly. As soon as the verdict came down, I tweeted out, I'm like, the timing is very convenient. I did an emergency CobraCast yesterday, and I was talking about how I don't like that so many people are cheering for this and not seeing this for what it is, because this is absolute bullshit. What we are seeing is bullshit.
I've been an employer, I've been an employee, and so on. I don't understand why somebody from the Daily Wire can be so explicit about the reasons you left, and yet you are not able to be as explicit to defend yourself or to counter what they're saying.
Amen, Piers. Amen. I think that is probably a question that was on a lot of people's minds. And, you know, what can I say other than what was it that Kanye was saying about contracts? And, you know, I think it is, even if you believe that it is valid for that to happen, I think it is immoral to allow someone to attack someone and to not allow them to defend their name. And so for me, Andrew actually rose to the level of defamation when he started claiming that I had actually said things that I had never said. I mean, he flagrantly lies, and I showed that on my platform when he pretended that I did an episode suggesting that Adolf Hitler burning books was a good thing. I wasn't even speaking about Adolf Hitler. It's a nonsense to think that I would do that on my platform. And it's a trick also. It's meant to make people feel emotional and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that she's supporting Adolf Hitler. And I thought it was nasty business. I thought it was extremely nasty business. And, you know, for me, Piers, it's important for me to state, my name means a lot to me. You know, my grandfather grew up on a sharecropping farm.
I want to ask this question, though. And again, I'm just asking the question, okay? Because to my knowledge, and I got to think about this, to my knowledge, off the top of my head, I don't believe I've ever signed an NDA. I don't think I have. And what I mean by that is I'm thinking have I ever been to this, maybe like for some set visit. I don't think I've ever really been on anything that's required me to sign an NDA. But if I have signed one, it's for something that was so insignificant, but I don't think I've ever signed one. My question would be, why did she sign an NDA? Why did she sign an NDA? That's my question. Why did Candace Owens sign an NDA to put her in this position? Is it because there was something else that she didn't want to be known? So they're basically like, hey, either you sign this NDA or we're going to expose this or expose that. Or maybe she got a big paycheck for the NDA. And if that's the case, I feel like her talking about this in any way, shape, or form is a violation of the NDA. So we can't just fall for something that's on the surface level. We can't, all right? We can't, because there's more to this. And at the end of the day, no one forced her to sign the NDA. So if she was, there's either, again, speculation, there's either two scenarios. Either she signed the NDA to not be exposed, or she signed the NDA because she got paid. I don't really have sympathy for either one of those situations. If you got paid, you got paid. Just saying. Just saying. And somebody just said it. Chris Bolt says Steven Crowder is looking smarter by the day. Honestly, man, I think I've already done this a few times. Steven Crowder, I owe Steven Crowder an apology for my criticisms on the Daily Wire versus him. I completely owe him an apology. I didn't take a side either one, but I did lean more Daily Wire. I am formally apologizing to Steven Crowder because he clearly kept himself out of a shitty situation. And I don't know the details of it, but I will formally, publicly apologize in front of how many people? We got over 4,000 people here. I will publicly apologize to Steven Crowder and say, you were right. I was wrong. I should not have, criticized you for that situation because you clearly were well ahead of the curve. Well ahead of the curve. And optically, it looked really bad for Steven. It did. But this is all looking, the Daily Wire, man, they are dirty as hell. So there you go. There you go. All right, so Doug B is being limited on Rumble. But there's always another option. And Doug B dropped 100 memberships on Kick. There's only 17 people watching on Kick, and this mofo dropped 100 gifted memberships on Kick. Doug B has lost his mind. An absolute mad lad. 100 gifted memberships on Kick, and there's only 17 people watching on Kick. Holy shit. So I don't know why Rumble's limiting you. I need to talk to them about that. Seriously, Doug B, send me whatever you're getting, whatever error message you're getting on Rumble, and I'm going to talk to them about that. I'm like, bro, YouTube limits people from sending me money. Now Rumble's limiting? What the hell are we doing, Rumble? That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. Let's continue on right here. So, yeah, Doug, let me know. Send me whatever error message you're getting from Rumble, though. I'll look into it.
One of 12 children, in the segregated South, Robert Owens Sr., and for him to have worked the way that he worked and to have instilled the Christian values in me that he instilled in me growing up, the idea that I would allow someone to so flagrantly throw dirt on his name, it was never going to fly.
Did you ever say or do anything which to a Jewish ear could be construed as anti-Semitic?
Well, let's be clear about all of these topics, whether we're talking about racism, sexism, anti-Semitism. Everything can be construed to an ear when you're talking about a subjective ear.
Thank you. That's a
that
great
I believe
answer.
that this is racist.
That is a phenomenal answer from Candace Owens. Fantastic answer.
Racist. I mean, I could say, hey, Piers, you even asking me questions. And to me, it feels racist, right? A feeling and a fact are two different things. So what someone construes something is meaningless. Factually speaking, I have never said anything that is anti-Semitic. And had I have said something that was anti-Semitic, Andrew Klavan would have simply showed the clip.
Right. A lot of attention has been focused on you constantly referencing Christ is King. Many people believing that although those words in themselves, if you're a Christian, as you are, would not be offensive.
Oh, by the way, I want to say, 8 o'clock YouTube representation for $20. Thank you, 8 o'clock. By the way, I just want to make it clear, all right? My apology to Crowder. I mean it. I also want to reiterate, I don't like Steven Crowder, and I'm not looking to collaborate with him. So it's a genuine, just like, I feel like I gave the wrong commentary on that topic based on new information that's come out. I don't like Steven Crowder. I don't like his content, and I'm certainly not looking to collab with him. Just want to make that clear.
That to Jewish people, when they're being whipped up on social media, as they were at the time, by people who are genuine white supremacists and pretty brazen anti-Semites, that being smart as you are, you would have known that to deliberately use that phrase repeatedly in that time, in that climate, was a deliberate act of provocation to people like Ben Shapiro, who obviously are extremely high-profile Jewish people. Do you accept that?
I'm sorry, which time frame are you talking about when you say at that time?
Well, since the start of the Israel-Hamas war.
Yeah, no. So that phrase, if you're talking about when it began to be a scandal, because I think everyone was quite confused when there was suddenly this narrative that it could be construed as anti-Semitic, which is why it required so much explaining by people of when it became anti-Semitic. I posted a standalone Bible verse, this is just a pure fact, calling for peace. And at the
Is Ben Shapiro high profile as Donald Lord? I mean, yeah. He absolutely is a high profile for sure. I mean, he's one of the biggest names in all of, not even just conservative media, but just media in general. So yeah, I would absolutely say he's high profile. And you can, a lot of that can be, Daily Wire puts like an insane amount of money into promoting their personalities. And again, that's not a bad thing. I wish, honestly, I wish Geeks and Gamers had the budget to promote our stuff as much as that over on social media platforms, because it would help Geeks and Gamers grow. But He still, I would say, he's absolutely a big personality, a massive personality. I don't know how many subscribers he's got. He's probably got like 4 or 5 million subscribers on YouTube. And I think that Candace Owens probably... Here's what I think there's a couple of layers that goes along with it, but when you're dealing with somebody like that, you're dealing with egos. Ben Shapiro's ego, I think he is bothered because people can point to like, oh, Michael Knowles has different opinions or this person has different opinions. Candace Owens was rivaling Ben Shapiro in terms of popularity. That's what bothered Ben, along with the fact that she was saying things that he didn't agree with. But it was the fact that she was saying things that he didn't agree with, and she was rivaling him in popularity. And that's where you deal with a lot of people that can't deal with that. Like, my mentality at Geeks and Gamers has always been, I want people that are part of G&G to be bigger than me, have more influence than me, rival me, whatever. I don't care. I just want G&G to grow. That's why I'm happy we have personalities like Ryan and Jay and other people that are, huge personalities that are growing their channels. I have no problem with that. That's why I can remain friends with people like Gary and Drinker. I don't care that their channels are 10 times bigger than mine. I love those dudes, man. Those guys are friends. I have no problem with people that I know succeeding and having a bigger following than me or more influence than me or whatever. There were people that are trying to say like, oh, Jeremy's jealous because Gary's got a bigger channel than him. What the hell are you talking about? Like just today, I'm lobbying to try to get Elon Musk on Friday Night Tights. Not Geeks and Gamers, Friday Night Tights, which, yes, Friday Night Tights is a Geeks and Gamers show along with Gary and everything neurotic, but I'm lobbying, like, when I had the opportunity to get Alex Jones on, I chose to get Alex Jones on Friday Night Tights, not a Geeks and Gamers, like, main channel show. I was like, we want Alex here on F&T because F&T is the show. And I believe in everything we're doing. And so I think a lot of this Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens thing is Ben's just really jealous that Candace Owens was, in a lot of ways, becoming just as popular as him in some circles. I don't want to watch the rest of this, though. I wanted to hear a little bit about what she's saying. But we'll get back to seeing how you guys are doing over here in the chat. But it was good. It was good to kind of hear some of that and her perspective on things. That was interesting for sure. Interesting for sure. All right, where are we at, you mad freaking lads, you crazy mad lads? We got a lot going on tonight. XLArt says, for 10, says, Logan talking about accountability is bullshit. This is coming from a man-child that verbally attacked his Catholic friend over his religion on a show regularly and worse. Later, fire him. Yes. What was that guy's name? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. So his former co-host... if you say his name in the chat, I'm going to know it. But he had a co-host that basically Logan and Mike basically talked down to because the guy's religion. And George, yeah, that's it. George, that was it. George. And he went off and started his own show, and his own podcast is doing really well now. But yeah, they were always talking down to him, which again, friends can talk down to friends. That's fine. Hell, I talk down to my friends all the time. But you could tell that they were actively like going after him because of his religion. Like everything you see from me online, like, is shit talking. If I ever feel that something crosses a line or a joke crosses a line, I always call the person in private, like, hey, are we cool? Did I go too far? Did I say too much? And I always try to check with my friends to make sure like my shit talking doesn't go too far, because you never know how something's going to affect somebody. I do a lot of shit talking to my friends. I do a lot of roasting to my friends, and they do the same thing back to me. But I always try, just out of pure respect, like, hey, we cool? Should I have not said that? Everything cool? Because that's how you're supposed to talk to your friends. Horror Amarada for 10. Jeremy, we can already see who you are on screen. There's nothing anyone can leak that will make you look anything but who you are. Bonus is being honest. Thank you, Horror Amarada. Yeah, it's such a weird thing to hear that there's... there's people when they talk about me or, you know, all the stuff, they leave so much out to build a narrative. And I'm like, God, the thing is people know that I'm not going to respond at this point. So they can just continue to just throw those things out there because I'm just not going to respond. It's not worth my time to get into pissing contests on the internet. It's boring. But it's fun to watch everybody else do it. I will say that. I love watching internet drama. It's fucking fantastic. I'm just not going to get involved in any of that shit, okay? I love watching Kino Casino. All right? I love watching Kino Casino, all right? PPP and Warski are awesome. So I watch that shit. I'm like, this is great. Crystal D says, not saying Daily Wire behaved well, but Candace went after Crowder hard on Timcast when he called BS on them. She's full of crap and she's shilling. I don't trust her. Yeah, I mean, I don't trust Candace Owens either, by the way. All right. I don't trust Candace Owens. I don't like Candace Owens. But I do, like, I watch her because I do think she's smart. I think she's entertaining, and I think she brings a certain level of charisma, but I don't trust her at all. I don't trust her. Black Tailgate says, I think Daily Wire picked up on Candace Owens because she was growing in popularity, but did so without considering whether she was a good fit. Fortunately, Crowder and Tim said no when they had contracts from Daily Wire. And those are good moves. Those are good moves from those guys. Let's see. Jeremy actually has 365 different copies of the same hat and wears a new one every day. Dude, if you guys saw my hat collection, I have so many hats. I have so many hats and sunglasses. It's stupid. It's really dumb how many hats and sunglasses I have. YouTube wants me to verify who I am. What the hell? I hope I don't get locked out of my account. I have to verify who I am really quick. Why would you make me do this? Hopefully my password goes through. All right, now I have to confirm here. I'm literally live, YouTube, and you want me to confirm who I am? All right, there we go. I had to reconfirm who I was while I'm live. That was weird. I'm okay with it, though. Thank you for being with security. I mean, hell, I don't know if you guys remember this, and I thought that little quick story, all right? Little quick story. So when you are retarded, like me, you need safety measures in place, all right? Because I'm retarded. So years ago, my YouTube account was completely hacked, and I lost all access to the AdSense, which AdSense is how we get paid on YouTube. So this was when my channel was first, taking off, really. I don't know how many subscribers I had. I can't tell you. All I know is I was in Los Angeles and I was invited to the set of Star Wars Theory's Vader fan film. And I was on the set and we were in this warehouse and it really, or your studio warehouse, whatever. Terrible reception. Fucking horrible reception at this warehouse. All right. So I'm in LA and this is the first time I've ever met Star Wars Theory. I'm in LA and I get an email. And the email was basically like, it's saying something like, hey, verify your account or some bullshit like that. You verify your Google account, something happened. So I go in there and I verify it. And as soon as I verify it, it says so-and-so is the new owner of your account. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it was a phishing scam is what it was. So I had to walk outside to actually see better because of the warehouse we were in and everything and get better reception. And as soon as I did that, I lost access to my account. And I remember this like very vividly. So I'm walking around, I'm freaking out. I'm like, well, what just happened? We had to sign into my account. I then get the person that was the owner out of my account, clean that up, change password, all that shit. I then had one of my other people look into it, make sure everything was good. So everything was clear. But what we didn't look into is as soon as this person got into my account, they changed the routing number for my AdSense account. So later that month, when YouTube, sends their money out, that money never came in. We're talking thousands and thousands of dollars. The money never came in. And so then I spent the next 4 weeks, I believe, maybe it was 6 weeks, trying to get a human being to answer me at YouTube. All right, a human. I was looking for, because I kept getting automated messages and they kept saying like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Motherfucker, you don't know what's happening here. I'm trying to explain to a human being what's going on. I finally talked to a human after weeks and weeks and weeks of trying to get a human to answer. Finally got a human, and I explained the situation, and they said, okay, this is bad. Let me send this to our whatever, the next level up team or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, at least they know now. Then they come back at me to verify all this information. I explained the situation to them. I explained what happened. Long story short, YouTube, through a lot of like me grinding to get contact with them, it took about 2 months. YouTube not only fixed the problem, they got all my money for me. They got every bit of the money that was going to this bogus account. They got all of that and put it back into my AdSense. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. So yes, I did get everything back, thankfully, with YouTube. And the thing with YouTube is you have got to stay the course. You can't give up if there's a problem. And that's kind of a philosophy of life. Like, don't give up on shit, because I was freaking out. And so essentially, if I didn't stay the course and just try every single thing I could, what would have ended up happening is all the money from my YouTube account would have continued to go into that bogus account for the rest of time, because I didn't fix it and I didn't make YouTube aware of it. Crazy shit. So you got to stay the course. If I didn't, I would have been screwed. I thought it was over. I thought it was done. I was like, I'm never going to be able to get this fixed. It was a very scary time. So if you are a retard like me, make sure you do your due diligence. We need YouTube to be a retard proof. And so there you go. All right. This right here, we got to talk about, and I see you, Magnum Norris, with that 20. Let me go to my bookmarks really quickly. There's another thing we got to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. But let me see where it's at. Okay, Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey did an interview with the person we were just watching, Piers Morgan. All right? With Piers Morgan. Now, a little background on Kevin Spacey, if you don't know. Kevin Spacey is a horrible, horrible person. A phenomenal actor and a terrible person. And it's kind of been known that Kevin Spacey was like this for a long, long time. This right here, with everything going on with Kevin Spacey right now, this only makes his role as Frank Underwood in House of Cards even better, in my opinion. Even better. Because it confirms that he wasn't even acting really as Frank Underwood. That really is Kevin Spacey. That is Kevin Spacey. It's like a documentary at this point in time. I've already loved House of Cards already, except for the final season. The final season is an abomination on the level of Disney Star Wars. But outside of that final season, House of Cards, I think, is a phenomenal series. Absolutely fantastic series. Kevin Spacey is a piece of shit. And the more we learn about Kevin Spacey, the more we learn that he truly is Frank Underwood. He really is. Now, with that said, he did an interview with Piers Morgan, and Alex Jones has a few things to talk about with it, and then we're going to get into the interview with Piers. Here we go.
Kevin Spacey just got caught in a massive lie on world television concerning Jeffrey Epstein. He's caught, dead to rights. He's lying. We're about to expose it. Yesterday, Kevin Spacey went on Epstein Confidant, Piers Morgan's show, and
I like how he called Piers Morgan an Epstein confidant. Holy shit. Look at these pictures. Damn.
Got caught in a massive lie. And let's be clear, I'm not accusing him of being into little girls, because, you know, he likes men. But he's clearly caught in a massive lie. He says up front, I'm on this plane, never knew Epstein, didn't know he was on the plane, didn't know he was there. I was with the Clinton Foundation, which is a huge part of the whole Epstein operation. But he's like, I didn't know about this. I had no understanding of this. But then in the 2-minute clip we're about to play, at the end, he says, but I was worried on the plane because these underage girls on the plane with Epstein and the Clintons, and I thought they might basically use that against the Clintons. So in just a few minutes here, he thinks we're so stupid or he's out of his mind that he says, I'm on the plane, never knew him, didn't know he owned it, didn't know who he was. He says, didn't know he owned it, didn't know who he was, didn't know him or his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. And by the end of the clip you're about to see, he says, oh, I was on the plane really worried about them with these girls and really worried about them trying to set up the Clintons. So he has a lot of explaining to do right now. But regardless, he then goes on to say he doesn't know Epstein, but there he is in the throne room that he talks about in the weird sycophantic pro-royal system these guys are into with Piers Morgan, how they sat in the throne room, and then we have photos and newscasts of them in the weird throne room with him sitting there with Ghislaine Maxwell, the female pimp of Jeffrey Epstein, the whole Mossad, CIA, MI6, honeypot, blackmail, pedophile operation. So, hey, big surprise, Kevin Spacey's a creep. Big surprise, he's lying to people.
Yeah, big surprise on that one. Again, is this, and we're going to watch the rest of the clip, but yeah, I mean, this is all of these Hollywood people, like, I will go back to what Adam Carolla said, and I can't remember if he said this when I interviewed him or not. I interviewed Adam Carolla on the Geeks and Gamers channel, and I feel like, and the Daily Wire actually set that up, by the way. Again, I told you, I've had all good interactions with Daily Wire, so Daily Wire actually set that interview up. But Adam Carolla, either with me or another show, I can't remember, he basically said, like, in Hollywood, if you don't know someone's politics, there's a very good chance they're conservative. So you have to ask yourself, of all the actors and actresses and out there, do you know their politics? And if you do know their politics, they're almost 99% left-wing. But if you have an actor out there that you don't know their politics, that tells you what their politics are.
But this isn't House of Cards, dude, where you're this big mastermind. We don't see you. We see you. So he's been caught in a massive lie. Here it is for yourself. I don't know why he's lying, but he's definitely a bad liar. He's no Frank Underwood.
In 2015, I started seeing reports online, things on my Twitter account that I had flown to this guy Jeffrey Epstein's island and I had abused young girls. And I was like, I mean, if you'd asked me in 2015, maybe even if you'd asked me in 2002, did I know a guy named Jeffrey Epstein? I probably would have said no. Well, of course, I have since learned who he is. And I have since been able to go back and find out that the airplane that we flew on for this humanitarian mission was owned by Jeffrey Epstein. And to then learn, oh, he was actually on some of those flights. And this Maxwell woman was on some of those flights. I didn't know him. I've never spent any time with him. I was with the Clinton Foundation people. That's who I was with. Now, what I understand is that he didn't start to be investigated until 2005 by authorities in Florida. So
oh, just wait until you hear, because he completely contradicts every single word.
Here's what I can tell you. This Maxwell woman, she was one of many people that sat down next to me in that throne room. I have no relationship with her. I had no relationship with him. I mean, he's not my friend. I'm not a confidant. I've never spent time with him. And interestingly, I will say this. I was very fortunate that President Clinton introduced me a lot of business leaders in London because he knew I was coming to the Old Vic. And I developed relationships with Robert Earl, Pula Ladobovich, Robert Earl, a lot of wonderful people, Sir Richard Caring, people who supported the work that we did at the Old Vic and gave money to us. Do you know who I never asked for anything? Was Jeffrey Epstein. I didn't want to be around this guy because I felt he put the president at risk on that trip to South Africa because there were these young girls. And we were like, who is this guy? So I will say this.
There were young girls on those flights.
There were young girls on those flights.
But you just said he put him at risk. I know my camera froze. I'll fix all that here in a minute. I know I look dead right now. I look like death because the camera sucks. But he just admitted it. He just admitted the lie. What the hell are we doing here? He literally just admitted it one more time. Listen to what he says.
But I've never spent time with him. And interestingly, I will say this. I was very fortunate that President Clinton introduced me a lot of business leaders in London because he knew I was coming to the Old Vic.
Well, shit.
And I developed relationships with Robert Earl, Pula Ladobovich, Robert Earl, a lot of wonderful people, Sir Richard Caring, people who supported the work that we did at the Old Vic and gave money to us. Do you know who I never asked for anything? Was Jeffrey Epstein. I didn't want to be around this guy because I felt he put the president at risk on that trip to South Africa because there were these young girls. And we were like, who is this guy? So I will say this.
There were young girls on those flights.
There were young girls on those flights.
While other networks lie to you about what's happening.
All right, my fucking camera's all fucked up. But anyway, he literally admits the lie. He admits it right there in front of everybody. He just admits it. How do these guys not see what they do in these situations? I didn't know who he was. I didn't know anything about him. People on my Twitter account were coming after me. And then he says, like, well, when he was with Clinton, I felt like it was a bad look. Holy shit, man. Exposed. Unless there's an edit there that I don't know about, that is completely exposed. Holy shit. All right. So, he said he didn't know Epstein and wanted nothing to do with him, which means he knew who he was. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Gene says, you are not listening to exactly what he said, Jeremy. You and both, Alex, are both have retarded takes. Well, I am retarded. So we do know that much. I don't know what's going on with my camera. My camera's all fucked up right now. I guess I need to buy a new camera. It's like a $2,000 camera. What the fuck's it not working for? But I'm on my $100 webcam right now. All right. The lighting looks terrible right now, by the way. But hey, it is what it is, right? Yeah, Alex Jones says he's retarded too. Second camera FPS is better. Is it? All right, let's see here. All right, we'll move that over. Got a few adjustments to make, okay? There. Okay. So we're getting there. I may just have to stick with the cheap webcam. Maybe that's the way we're going to do it from now on. All these super chats and still has shit equipment, said Shadow Say. I mean, it is true. All these super chats and still has shit equipment. That's the most accurate thing anybody's ever said about me in my chat. You just look blue. Well, that's why I was trying to, I can try to fix it. Give me a minute. Nah, fuck it. We're just going to stay with this. Who cares? Roast me, make memes of me, whatever. Who cares, right? No one really cares. It's not that big of a deal. Go Atlanta Banker says, have you been following the Candace and versus Daily Wire stuff? Yeah. I mean, we just kind of did react to it right there. Dragon Wolf 920 says the company I was laid off from is TCOM. They make surveillance balloons for CBP and the Army. The main contracts are at the border. Oh, man, I'm really sorry to hear that. Hope it all works out. Magnum Norris for 20. I disagree with Shapiro on many things, but Gaza isn't one of them, especially if that's his religion. Crowder's videos brought me to Geeks and Gamers. And Gary, by the way. That's what's up right there, man. That's what's up. Jeremy looks like he's on some shiny 90s tube TV. My camera is literally just frozen. My expensive camera is just completely frozen. There's nothing I can do about it right now. So we are stuck. We are stuck with Blue Jeremy. It's to honor the 199 since we have that blue 199. Johnny the Wiz Kid for $1 on Rumble says a fat black girl murdered a 3-year-old white boy and smiled about it in court like she was proud of it. It made me sick. And like the one who killed the 5-year-old Cannon Hennett, she was let go. Seriously, jail for life with no parole just won't do justice. They deserve a capital punishment. Trump says he's willing to bring that back if he returns. We have to bring these cases to his attention. Vault95 says, Jeremy, could you imagine yourself as a Danky-style techno Viking? Hell yeah, that'd be badass. Hell yeah. Johnny Whiskins posted on Patrick. Let's see. I posted on, is it Patrick Day? I don't know what you're going to say. Post on Twitter about the Acolyte episode 3 saying it's okay to be white and straight, and got over 140 likes. Seeing how they want to demonize us, people really feel what I say. Yeah, as a matter of fact, on that front, check this out. Elon Musk responds to Gary. Elon Musk responds to, oh, that's not the one, is it? This is it. Elon Musk responds to Gary. So Gary makes this tweet. This is the Disney Star Wars post, and Elon Musk responds to it. All right. And then I respond to Elon, and I'm like, we need Elon on FNT. I need everybody to go over here and like this tweet. All right. We need Elon on FNT. That's what we need. All right. Elon for FNT. So go over there, like this tweet, retweet it, all of that. Hell, I'll retweet it right now so you can find it. There we go. Elon for FNT. We got to get this done. All right. So I'm actually got just a little heads up. I've got a clickbait video coming out tonight on Geeks and Gamers about this topic. All right. I'm going to need everybody to go like that video when I upload it and comment on it, and let's send it to the moon and the algorithm. I got a clickbait video coming out about that. But also on that front, I had for the first time ever, by the way, can I show that? How to make force babies in the High Republic. I got to be careful with some of these right now. All right. This is the first time I've had a video on YouTube trending, by the way, okay? This is the first time I've ever had a video trending, and it's all because of the lesbian space witches scissoring each other to create a force baby on Disney Star Wars last night. That's what the memes are for, all right? That's what the memes are for. Lesbian force babies. So there you got it right there. The first time I've ever had a video trending. That's what's up right there, man. Hell yeah. I've never had one trend. Somebody said earlier, or somebody in the comments said that they actually saw it number 31 on trending when they saw it. So it was actually, it was even better. So that's super cool right there. First time ever trending. So I'm pretty happy about that. Hail to the 199 for making all of it possible. Vault95 says, let's see, you would have less trouble reading super chats if you read them like Jay by adding words that aren't there. Gaming stream tonight. Probably not a gaming stream tonight. Probably not. The Blind Lawyer says, I would love to see Mike Tyson interview Trump as well, then ref the fight or host it, LOL. The Blind Lawyer says, I like and hate you fig, for bailing on Dallas. I was waiting at the Dallas square up so I could call you a fig in person. So holding you accountable, you fig. I'm so sorry. I wanted to make it. I did. I wanted to make it. Blind Lawyer says, I'm blind Hispanic and I was in the back seat of the car. I don't speak Spanish. The only person questioned by Border Patrol was me. I still laugh at that. Magnum Norse, Marxists are afraid of people afraid people act crazy. Balance will return in time if the people of the USA stand like a rock. Hail the 199 Fellowship in the USA. Breezy's Comics and Collectibles. Trump 2024. Bureau is lame and gay. Playing all the Souls games again. Getting ready for Elden Ring DLC. Hail the 199. I don't know how to say that. Irie says bassoon in Hungarian. Lone Wolf for 2. Jeremy, I thought Candace was hired as a commentator. That's why I never understood the issue here. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Blind Lawyer says Trump going on Logan Paul is trying to break Democrat youth vote monopoly. Hippie Funkin' 69. Okay, I'm wrong. My bad. I'll buy him an IPA. The Blind Lawyer for $1 says, did you see America First legal just brought action against Joe Biden and Alvin Bragg. Did you see Young Thug Attorney crap show? Yeah, I saw the stuff going on in Georgia. I also heard about Merrick Garland. I'm not going to sit here and get excited about what happened with Merrick Garland today because it's all just for show. I think nothing's going to happen. It's just for headlines. That's all it is. Unicycle Peon says, I ain't fighting. It's just mid-June, so I haven't gone through my self-set dono limit this month yet with a smiley face. All good, all good. Lone Wolf for 10 says, I had to sign an NDA when I was laid off in order to get my severance package. That makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see. Johnny Wizkid says, while you're talking to Rumble, you can ask them if they can include Stream Labs as part of their Rumble Studios to use like multi-stream. It only allows OBS, but I like Stream Labs more. Much appreciated. Noted. And there's Dougie B over on Kick with 100 gifted memberships from earlier. That's insane. Mod Eric says, professional streaming here. Do not try this at home. Don't try it at home. Don't try it at home. I'm way too big of a deal for you guys to try to do anything. I mean, this is a professional stream, all right? Professional equipment, top of the line. Black Tailgate says, funny story, Ben Shapiro is who started my path to Geeks and Gamers and F&T. That is wild. That is wild. How did that happen, Black Tailgate? I've got to know. I got to know how that happened. Jose Taco says, let's see, was just in Pensacola, sent you an X post, kind of late for seafood recommendations on the beach, but went to Flounders. It was actually really good. Dude, Flounders is so fucking good. Flounders is so good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Kieran Williams says, this is why I like Jeremy. He wants people to have success. 1,000%, man. I do. I don't get mad when other people succeed or anything like that. I don't get jealous. Just that's not who I am. I get motivated. Black Guard with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. McCock says words are hard with dyslexia. Goat ATL Banker says I like Jake better than Paul. I don't know if I like Jake or Logan more. I don't really care about either one of them. I have no strong opinions outside of the fact that I dislike both of them. I don't know if I could say I like either one of them more. Which Logitech webcam is this? Hang on. It is the Brio. The Logitech Brio. That's which one it is. Piano Dean says, Jeremy, my duck tuxedo simulator is by no means perfect, but it still delivers the best experience currently on the market. Hashtag George Floyd, 4 years sober. God damn it. McCox says, call Epic Mike or Jay and call them gay. And car video tonight? I'm not calling him gay for $5. My grift is worth more than that. VHS Capture says Rogan said he won't have Trump on because Trump team wants to edit the interview before it's posted on JRE. Where did he say that at? I want to know. I'd like to see a clip from that. Slain Hope says Shapiro is Zionist. His elegance is to Mossad. Sand Space Digger. If she can't say no, then the answer is yes. Darth Duty Butt. Logan Paul eats corn the long way. McCock says to Doug B, I got words for ya. I'm broke. Goat ATL Banker says people sign the NDA for severance package. Yeah, that's a good point. That's probably what she signed it for. Terry for $1. Thank you. Axel Jensen. Shapiro has a major case of EVS over a major successful black colleague. Let's see. Eric K says, Jeremy, show your tramp stamp. Only way we know it's you. Unfortunately, I have no tattoos. I'm never probably going to get a tattoo. I'm not against tattoos per se, but I've never gotten a tattoo. Slain Hope says, you're getting into the weeds here, Jeremy. Are you sure you want to stick your Johnson into the Israel-Gaza? That's what started the feud between Ben and Candace. I mean, I don't know anything about that shit. I don't pay attention to all that shit. So whenever I'm asked about it, I don't have any opinions on it because I don't follow that. I follow the drama at Daily Wire, though. And if it pertains to that, then it pertains to that. But that doesn't make me have to get involved in all that bullshit. Matthew Hammond says Matt Gaetz was great on Timcast and the after show. Mr. Bigot says, I don't know. I feel a lot like celebs are forced to spew the leftist nonsense. BFSD 150 says, what did you think of the Playboy the Beast Trump songs? His flows on the songs were fire. He killed the beat. I liked it. MAGA for life. I know you guys sent me a bunch of those. I don't know which ones I did or didn't hear. There's a lot of those Trump songs out there now. 8 o'clock says, Elon looking out for his former employees. So nice. It is nice, isn't it? Sand Space Digger. Jeremy does add words when they're not there. Nice catch. Blackguard for 20. All I'm seeing from Kevin Spacey is the scene from Team America towards the end with Susan Sarandon's puppet. That's why we call it acting. Never believe a face value these professional pretenders. 1,000%. 1,000%. Magnum Norris says Alex Jones has a show with Crowder. Y'all should be friends. End MAGA infighting. I'm not infighting with Crowder. I just don't like Crowder. I don't think he's entertaining. I don't watch Steven Crowder because I find him to be incredibly annoying. And so, but it's not infighting. I've never had a fight with Crowder. Crowder doesn't even know I fucking exist. And I'm certainly not going to kiss up to him so I can be on his show. I don't give a fuck about all that. I don't care about being on any of these fucking conservative influencers fucking shows. I don't give a shit about any of them. They mean nothing to me. I don't care about grifting off their audience or getting a bigger following from them. Fuck them. They don't give a shit about me. And the only reason they would ever care about me is because they would see value because, oh, he has a big audience. We need to get him on. Fuck you. Why didn't you care about me when I had 100 subs? Now suddenly you care about me because I have 100,000 subs? Fuck off. I don't care about that shit. Same thing with the Tim Pool thing. I don't give a fuck about being a guest on Tim Pool. And the only reason Tim would ever ask somebody on is because he sees value in trying to steal their audience from them. That's his whole point. I don't care about that. I fucking hate this fucking internet gay optics bullshit that goes on. Oh, this guy has a following. We should bring him on. Fuck him. I don't like those fucking people. Sorry for the rant. Magnum Norris says, scissor me timbers. Alan Tanasi says, the economy is so bad, I heard that Super Mario can't even buy fruits now. He is now peachless. Scanned in F in the snake pit. Hail the 199. Let's go. VJ Noel says, I'm blue. Abu, I don't know which fuck you're saying there, and I'm not going to say it in case I get in trouble. Haas Von Butterdotch says, spoken like a true grifter. My grift is worth more than that. We will see a Hassan type of tantrum sometime soon. Sand Space Digger says, I'm going to have to add space into my name. Yes, you are. The Blind Lawyer says, RIP Jeremy Sexy Back End. It's been gone for a while. He must have been taken back by Big Mike. He went black, sexy back, never has come back. Sand Space Digger for $2. I meant pause, F me. All right, is my other camera working now? Let's see if it's going to actually work. It finally unpaused, it looks like. We'll see if it works. Let's see. It finally unfroze. There we go. All right. That's better. The other camera makes me look like I'm dead. It's mainly because I haven't adjusted the settings on it. So, like, the settings are all... The settings are, like, all of my lighting is to work with this camera, not the cheap fucking camera. I think I'm going to go back to the cheap camera, though. I think I'm going to go back to the cheap camera. I'm tired of this thing dying. I don't know what it is. Bring back your eyebrows, says Willie Will. I have eyebrows. Okay? Can you see? All right? You see them? I have eyebrows. Motherfuckers. I don't even know if you could see them or not. I gotta go back and look at that shit now. How bad did that look? All right. I got to go back and look at that now. All right, here we go. All right, how did that look? All right, let's see how that will look. Bring back your eyebrows. I have eyebrows. Hang on. I have eyebrows. Okay? Can you see? All right? You see them? I just have light features, that's all. I have light features. I'm not dyeing my eyebrows, okay? That's about as gay as Kevin Spacey. I am not dyeing my eyebrows. Not going to happen, all right? But yeah, I just have light features is all. LOL, personal space. Professional equipment camera goes out. This is a very professional stream. It's a very professional stream, and I hope you guys enjoyed the professional stream because that's what we do around here. Okay, there's another topic I want to talk about really quick. JD Vance. JD Vance. I'm starting to like this guy. Didn't know a lot about him, okay? Didn't know a lot about this guy, but I'm starting to like JD Vance. All right, here we go. Here we go. So JD Vance, Hunter Biden and Joe Biden have been engaged in a corrupt business dealings for a long time, and they got this Hunter Biden gun charge, which is effectively a slap on the wrist to distract from the fact that the family is corrupt. I'm starting to like this guy.
The contrast here is so extraordinary. Hunter Biden and Joe Biden have been engaged in corrupt business dealings for a long time, and they got this Hunter Biden gun charge, which was effectively a slap on the wrist to distract from the fact that their family has been corrupt. Donald Trump allegedly committed a bookkeeping violation, and they threw 34 counts at him. The absolute miscarriage of justice here is that one guy is held to one standard and one guy is held to a different standard. The Democrats are playing hardball here, and Republicans have to learn that lesson.
The difference in that guy versus Mike Pence is drastic. It's drastic. Holy shit. That's a big difference in approach and everything like that. So I'm starting to like this guy. Again, I've admittedly, I didn't know a lot about him, but I am starting to like him. I'm starting to like him. We also have this clown right here. You all remember Nathan Wade, right? Y'all remember Nathan Wade, our good buddy Nathan Wade? Was this the one where he had to get up? There was a clip where he had to get up from the interview. I'm trying to find that one. Where's it at? Nathan Wade. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I thought I had the bookmark on it. Nathan Wade. See if I can find this. Okay, here we go. He got interrupted like mid-interview. And I don't know the context of it right now. Here we go.
Relationship with the district attorney?
Just as outlined earlier, we are great friends. We speak regularly. The conversation has changed, though. Whereas before, our conversations were about this case. I'm sure you could imagine and appreciate the amount of time that it takes that you have to pour into a case a case of this magnitude, trying to prosecute those defendants. But our conversations have shifted to how are you handling the threats that are coming your way? Are you being safe? Democracy, the case will live on, kind of thing.
Just to clarify, when did the romantic relationship between the two of you start?
Yeah, so, we get into, there's been this...
This is such a clown show. Oh, shit. Damn it.
Are at issue, and these exact dates are...
The romantic relationship between the two of you start?
Yeah, so, we get into, there's been this effort to say that, okay, these exact dates are at issue, and these exact dates are, I'm getting signaled here.
Yeah, take it. Can I go off mic for a second?
Yes.
Okay. Go off mic for a second.
Keep rolling?
Yeah, keep rolling. Don't stop down there.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
Just to revisit the question, it was to clarify when the romantic relationship started and when it ended?
Sure. So, I believe that the public has, through the testimony and other interviews, the public has a clear snapshot that this is clearly just a distraction. It is not a relevant issue in this case, and I think that we should be focusing on more of the facts and the indictment in the case.
Well, I ask because obviously it's still a pending matter.
This is such a shit show. These are the people involved with bogging down the former president and the future president of the United States of America. These are the people. Unbelievable.
It's going to be before the Court of Appeals, and you talked about how proud you were of all the work that you did in this office. And I think the question that people have when they hear from the Court of Appeals, this isn't happening until next spring, is did the relationship jeopardize that work that you did in this investigation?
And therein lies the issue, why we wouldn't touch upon the work of the Court of Appeals or some higher court, because it's a pending issue before them.
All these people are idiots. I don't want to. I just wanted to play the clip where he made a fool of himself, and his attorneys had to basically stop him from making a bigger fool of himself. Again, why would you even do an interview with with CNN? I don't know. I have no idea. We also have the Nick Merks situation that has been all over social media. And let me give you guys a little bit of backstory on that before. So Nick Merks is a video game streamer, well known for his Call of Duty streams. What was it, a year ago? Maybe not even a year ago. Call of Duty, basically he had a operator skin with Call of Duty in their video game. He made a statement saying leave kids alone, talking about pride and leaving kids alone. And Call of Duty stepped in and took his operator skin away from him. That created a big controversy. Nick Merks got a lot of support through that whole situation. He then recently has tweeted out that he is a Trump 2024 supporter. He tweeted that the day that Trump was found guilty, which was a pretty ballsy thing to do considering he comes from the gaming world. So he tweeted that out. And then he had this to say right here.
Nick, the transphobe struggling against the trans game. There's no such thing as trans people. That's something that you created. So have fun with your little dreamland, but that shit's not even real. Let me break it down for you, right? Penis, dude. Vagina, girl, done. Come in here with that fucking trans.
He now has this is an update right here. Nick Merks responds to receiving hate for his take on transgenders. Here we go.
Agree. I people that disagree and people that agree. I don't care about the percentages or the cuts or whatever. It doesn't bother me. I feel a certain way about all that. And I've said my piece, and I will remind these fucking people that, again, the little dream fantasy bullshit that they're living in is not real life, and not everybody has to dance to their tune. That's not how that works. You don't get to go around and point your finger in people's chests and say, hey, you live in my world. You think the way that I think. You believe the way that I believe. No. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. It never has been, and it never will be. So if you guys want to live like that, go ahead. Do what you want to do. Not me. And I don't need people to agree with me. I don't need no echo chamber bullshit. This is the way that my wife and I feel. This is the way that my family feels, the people that are closest to me. And we're going to speak our fucking piece. And that's it. And it might be a thing that goes around, like, look, it's June. I get it, man. Everybody's like, woo. I mean, I don't fucking care.
So, again, I want to be clear. I'm not a fan of Nick Merks per se. I have, no strong opinions on him one way or the other because I don't watch the guy. I know there's some people that don't like Nick Merks, and from what I understand, he's done some false DMCAs on people in the past, which is a shitty thing to do as a content creator. 1,000% a shitty thing to do. But there you go. I just like that people that are prominent in the gaming world are now continuing to use their voices and speak up. That is what I like. I like seeing that, and I want to see more of that because I got a spoiler alert for all of you fucking weirdos out there. Your favorite streamer almost certainly believes exactly what Nick Merks is saying right now. They're just lying to you because they don't want to get canceled. But your favorite fucking streamer thinks you're a fucking freak too. They think you're a fucking psychopath too. They will call that bullshit out behind closed doors. They just are too scared to say it publicly. But your favorite fucking streamer thinks exactly like Nick Merks thinks, and that's the truth. They're just too fucking scared to say it. And that's going to crush your little world. There was some guy earlier. Well, I gotta find it. Oh my God, I gotta find it. Let me see if I can find this. Nick Merks. There was some guy. It hit my newsfeed because I think somebody commented. Please let me see if I can find this. He was really upset, and he's like, I've given money to Nick Merks, and I've supported him, and I can't believe that he thinks this. It hurts, and I'm gonna have to stop supporting him. It's such a wild tweet. I don't know if I can find it, because I don't remember. Here it is, right here. Yes, here it is. Okay, here we go. This hurts so fucking bad. I loved the fuck out of this man. Literal ride or die supporter. Clearly not. Someone you absolutely love and looked up to, once again tearing down the community you're part of. Shouldn't have given him the benefit of the doubt the first time. Tier 3 for 38 months and over 350 gifted subs down the drain. Love this man so much. My sub and follow alerts are him. How hard is it to just respect other people's choices and way of life? Nick Merks, this is heartbreaking. He literally said, if that's the life you're into, go for it. That's what he said. He said the exact words that you're crying for him to say. What you want him to say is that your opinions are right and everything that you believe is right, which is not the real world. When you are... Like, again, there's people that I follow, that I watch. I don't need them to agree with everything that I've ever said or whatever. That's never been me. That's never going to be me. And I genuinely believe that that's the majority of you. Now, you might agree with almost everything I say or a lot of the things I say, but I'm sure there's things that I say occasionally that you're going to disagree with, and you're probably like not going to go, oh my God, Jeremy doesn't validate my opinion only 99% of the time, not 100. This guy, on one opinion, over one opinion, this guy has supported him for all of these years, ride or die. But Nick Merks has one opinion this guy doesn't like, and he's willing to go, I'm done, I'm over. It's crazy. Dr. Voodoo says, am I shadow banned? No, you are not shadow banned. Not at all, sir. Not at all. But yeah, such a wild take. Bunch of weirdos, man. There's a bunch of crazy weirdos on social media. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, we got a clip. Okay, so it looks like Logan Paul's dropping some clips of his podcast right now. Well, it's not a lot, but let's see. Here we go. It's 29 minutes ago. Here we go. Here we go.
We'd like to extend the invite to Joe Biden if he'd like to come on this podcast.
Yeah, I think you should. You know what chance you have of getting him on? I'd say less than 1%. Okay? If you did that, it'd be I'd actually watch that one.
See, dude, Trump is going to own this. Trump is going to own this interview. He's going to own it.
We'd like to extend the invite to Joe Biden if he'd like to come on this podcast.
Yeah, I think you should. You know what chance you have of getting him on? I'd say less than 1%. Okay? If you did that, it'd be I'd actually watch that one.
We'd like.
Trump is so fucking funny, dude. He even got them laughing. They're like this dude. Oh man. Here we go. Sandro says Jeremy loves the Snake Eyes movie, and even though I don't agree with his dog shit take, I'm still here. Bro, what the fuck? Don't be putting that fake news out. I would almost rather you accuse me of being a Biden supporter than liking the Snake Eyes movie, okay? That's downright hate speech. Okay? I would rather you just call me a Biden supporter than saying I like the fucking Snake Eyes movie. That cuts deep right there, okay? That cuts deep. I can laugh it off. I can laugh off the gay jokes. I can laugh off all that. You joke about me liking the Snake Eyes movie? We got problems. All right, where are we at? Slain Hope says, would you have the Amazing Atheist on? He's wavering. I don't know. I mean, I've heard the name The Amazing Atheist, but like I said, this show, I'm not really guest-centric on this show at all. I have enough shows that are guest-centric, and I don't want this one to be one of them. Anthony, for $1, thank you. Ryan, for $5, says Jeremy doesn't dye his eyebrows. He just frosts them. Snappa Truth says Trump 2024, 199, best chat ever. Thanks for the LOLs. Hey, thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Lone Wolf for 10 says that senator was right. Hunter Biden was just a distraction. Also, Wade is a dumbass. That he is. All right, Space. God damn it. Space, comma, Digger. You almost got me on that one. How do you like me now, Jeremy? Jimmy Ray says, Doug B is still in timeout. The game is rigged. Wait, Doug B is still in timeout? What? What the heck? Okay. Doug B says, make sure Jed counts the Rumble towards the gifted kick subscriptions towards his Rumble. So right now, who's winning Rumble if you include the gifted kick memberships, Jed? Is YouTube winning or is Rumble winning? I think Rumble's winning.
If we're including kick, it's taken away, absolutely destroying it. Without kick, Rumble's only about $80 behind. A little bit more now with those gifted subs.
Yeah, and the reason he did it to kick is because, he couldn't keep on YouTube or Rumble because it's so right now, Rumble, I guess we're going to do Rumble/kick is beating YouTube, and that hasn't happened in a long time. Felon 0047 with $1. Thank you, Horror Amarada. I think we can probably agree about 75% of the time yelling at the TV at you is half of the fun of supporting you. That's what I like to hear. Willie Will says, what about Streamlabs? Uh-oh. I haven't checked Streamlabs yet, and I'm checking it now. Willie Will wants me to check Streamlabs, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's see what happens. I'm opening up Streamlabs now. And ladies and gentlemen, Willie Will just dropped $500 on Streamlabs. $500 on Streamlabs. Absolute lunatic. And I say that with all respect, clearly. $500. Willie freaking Will. Holy shit.
You got to find the Ripper clip.
I do. I am not in position to do that. I'm going to do it next time. Or hang on. I'll see if I can find it before we end the show. Beat Carswell, I agree with Jay. See you there. Figs for us. Eric Guidewall with 5 D-Day Cobra memberships. Hell yes. Thank you so much. All right, Jed, who's in the lead now?
So we've got in third place the Stream Labs with $500.
Well, I would add Streamlabs to Willie Will's YouTube side, so we'll just add that as YouTube. So we'll just call it Rumble versus YouTube. Kick gets, holy shit, Doug B just dropped 50 gifted memberships on Kick. Good God, what is happening right now? Doug B just dropped 50 gifted memberships on Kick. So we're just going to call Kick Rumble. We're going to call Streamlabs YouTube for now.
All right. Well, Kick and Rumble together is at 1,547. It's a really high number. And then we're about 1,405 with Streamlabs and YouTube together.
Woo! So right now, YouTube is Rumble has a slight advantage on YouTube right now. Rumble has a slight advantage. What about $100?
A little bit less, but yeah.
Holy shit! Gary and Guitar says I need Willie Will's job. Willie Will, look again. I'm not saying I will never take a sponsor because obviously Rumble's actually been working with us to try to get us sponsors for Geeks and Gamers. And honestly, you know what? I don't want to say it because I did have an actual person reach out to me that wanted to sponsor me, but they don't want to sponsor live streams. They want to sponsor videos. And I know this brand. Like, I actually know the brand. I know the company. And I couldn't believe they reached out. I haven't followed up with them yet. My point being is that the people are the only reason that this company moves forward. That's it. That's the only reason this company moves forward. I'm going to say it right now. BetterHelp offered to sponsor us, and they were going to give me nearly $5,000 for a couple of ad reads, and I rejected them because fuck BetterHelp. I'm just saying, I've never said that publicly. BetterHelp offered me like almost $5,000 to do ad reads on a couple of ad reads, and I rejected them because fuck BetterHelp. I just can't do it. I couldn't do it. So all these fucking creators out there, they're probably getting even more than me from BetterHelp. And that's how much BetterHelp offered me. BetterHelp offered me like $5,000. And I was like, dude, they're going to give me $5,000 to do like a couple of ad reads over the course of a few months. But I couldn't do it. I just said, fuck it. I'll just continue letting the people support us. So, Lone Wolf helping out Doug B for 20. Also, Jay is right. There you go. You sound like Daily Wire. What do you mean I sound like Daily Wire? How do I sound like Daily Wire? Daily Wire? You mean when Ben Shapiro's like, and this is terrible. The United States is falling apart. And if your house is about to fall apart due to the fall of the United States, check out this sponsor. That's kind of how Ben Shapiro always does his ad reads. Rumble is winning right now. Raid Shadow Legends. Good old Raid Shadow Legends. Should I take a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship? We could do like some comedy with that one. I think we might do that. I think I might do a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. What do you think about that? We'll get Jay and Beardo in on it. Okay, we'll make a meme of it. Be like, are you guys looking for the greatest video game experience of all time? We should totally do a Raid Shadow Legends. You said you would, but you never did. Well, I don't think they've offered me anything recently. Doug B for 25 more gifted subs. Holy shit. Holy crap. Space, Digger with a gifted membership. Thank you. Flag Ninja for $1. Beat Carswell. Given a bunch of BS with Logan Paul. 8 o'clock says, hey, Jeremy, heard 2 coworkers talking about how weak Biden is. More people are waking up. That's what I like to hear. I like to hear that. Because one thing about it is, and this is where I definitely don't want anyone to think that this is me complaining, because I am not complaining at all. I have a wonderful life and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But obviously I come from the retail world. And it is weird because while I have a ton of personal interactions with people on my team and people on streams and even in IRL, I have a ton of like personal interactions, but it's weird to me because I don't feel like not having that retail job and going to work every day and just interacting with everyday people, it's weird because I feel like there's times where I feel like I don't have like a pulse of what's going on with everyday people because you get so tied up into like the social media world, and it's hard to separate how are things actually going on in the real world versus social media at times when you're so entrenched in it, especially because that is what I came from, is the world of retail. I loved my retail job, even though I was miserable at times like anybody else. If you've ever worked retail, and I worked retail for a long, long time, and if you've never worked retail, I think every person in life should put in a good couple of years of retail work in their early 20s just to prepare them for life. I think that should be something of requirement. And maybe it's just a parental thing. Like maybe parents should just be smart enough to go, hey, you need to go work retail for a couple of years just so you can appreciate what you're going to have in the future and never complain, because retail is a nightmare. Because until you work retail, you never really know how many retarded people are in the world. And there are a lot of dumb people. My God, it's astonishing how many dumb people, I ask myself every day, I'm like, how did this person get from their house to the store? Because they can't figure anything out. How? I don't understand this. This makes no sense. 16-ounce ribeye says, I worked retail for 6 years through college. It definitely builds you. It builds you up, and it teaches you about things. It teaches you patience. It teaches you to deal with irate people. The Karen nonsense is true. It's real. There's always... My favorite person was the... So there's always, like, in retail, when you're working and you're a bag boy. When I was a bag boy when I first started, it's always funny because I took there's like an art to bagging groceries if you take it seriously. There's a certain way that you have to bag groceries in order to get the most out of bagging the groceries. So you can't just put everything in the same bag. You have to actually split things up to maximize, what products you're putting with what products, double bagging when it's heavy or anything like that. But occasionally when you're a bag boy, you always have that dad that steps in. He's like, I got this, son. And he kind of pushes you aside, turns his hat back around backwards, and he kind of like gets in position like he's a catcher for baseball, and he's like, I'll show you how it's done. And so, because his family's there, and he probably told his family like when he was a bag boy, and he has to show you like how he can bag. It's an occasional thing, but it does happen. It does happen. It's so fucking funny. Chad dad, that's right. Hey, look at here. And then his kids are sitting there going, my dad's fucking retarded. What is he doing? The kids are completely embarrassed, but he thinks that he's actually doing something cool. The kids are just like, you're an idiot. You're so stupid. But he's thinking he's doing something. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, all right, I guess I'll go somewhere else. But my point being is that I do miss being kind of in the trenches every day. But I will say this, with all the DEI stuff and all of that going on, it is kind of, I guess it's probably weird working retail these days because of all the DEI initiatives. Because, again, I remember when I did it, there was a lot of these like rollout initiatives that were happening, and it was more innocent back then for sure. But this is how they poison young people's minds at this point in time, because if you are a kid fresh out of high school or you're working through college and you have this day job, this is how they kind of condition you to accept all this bullshit. So if you're working a corporate job nowadays, and people that are working corporate jobs like retail or something like that can correct me if I'm wrong, but with all the DEI initiatives that are rolling out, this is how they condition young people to buy into that bullshit, because they have to abide by that in order to keep their job, and they have to have their job in order to work through college. So if you work there for a couple of years and they're rolling out this DEI initiative bullshit, after a couple of years, maybe you think it's stupid, maybe you think it's retarded, but hey, I got to keep my job. But over a couple of years, you're kind of just conditioned to do it now. And that's what's happening right now in the corporate world, in the retail world, more than likely. And a lot of people are saying, yeah. And so that to me is how it's having a real negative impact. The Real Smile Bit with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Axel Jensen says, never did retail, but I did do food service. It's hell. I worked food service as well, and it is hell. It is hell. I don't know what's worse, food or retail. I'm going to have to say food might be worse. I had to think about that one for a minute. I did more retail. I guess it's just circumstantial because a lot of the food service work I did was in Panama City Beach, in a lot of summer, spring break, which is really tough. But I think generally retail might be worse. I'm not sure. I don't know. Food sucks though. The food world sucks. Food, that's where all the violent psychos show up, says Momo. Or Momo, is that how you say it? Yeah, look at Ryan. Food is 100% worse. Yeah, I wasn't sure if maybe I was just because of my perspective on it. So I worked on Panama City Beach at some of the busiest restaurants on the beach. And I made good money, but I felt like I was just a slave to the kitchen, like it was horrible. And the thing that sucks, like for me, my experience with retail is I worked in big box retailers, and I am a person that needs to be be on the move. Hang on. Don't die. I'm a person that needs to be on the move. So I always had the type of position where I could walk around the store and, have my freedom. Whereas when you're working in a kitchen, you're confined to that area. It's hot. It's dirty. It's terrible. And the thing that sucked about me working in food was I was working on the beach. So I get to see and experience from afar all of these people having a blast on the beach. Hot chicks come in there in bathing suits, and I'm there just in the kitchen, just like working my life away while I see everyone else having the time of their life on the beach. And it deteriorates your mental, ways back things. You're just like, oh my God, I'm doing this while everybody else is having the time of their life. This is the worst thing ever. Mentally, it wears on you. B. Carswell says, for fuck's sakes, all of my messages keep getting disconnected. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Oh, like on YouTube? All right, let me see where we're at. Let me catch up really quick. I'm falling behind a little bit. Not too bad, though. Not too bad. Man, I got all these. All right, Bill Dozer says, thanks for all you do, Jeremy, even if you are a fig. By the way, my last live stream broke 8,000 views here on Rumble. Been streaming Thursdays at 9:30 Central. Y'all check out my channel at Bill Dozer 74199. Let's go. There's Doug B with 25 kick subscriptions. What is going on? This is insane. Wisdom Prevails for 20 says Rumble, baby. By the way, do you guys watch any creators that's using Rumble Studio? And if you are, how's that going? I've heard some stuff about Rumble Studio. And they have like live ad reads that you can do on there. Are you guys watching anyone that's using Rumble Studio? And if so, how has that experience been from a viewer standpoint? B. Carswell says, if it helps out here, her will me nice for us. Probably be nice for us is what you meant. The Quartering uses it. He likes it. Crowder's using it. Just saying. Thanks, Stephen Crowder uses. Are they doing like Viva is using it too? So I'll show you guys this what I'm talking about because I did bookmark this earlier. I didn't watch this video, but I know Viva uploaded a thing. So I've heard a lot about Rumble Studio, and I'm willing to try it out, but I'm just not sure. Here we go, right here. Here's Viva's video. Here we go. Right here.
Alrighty, party peoples of the interwebs, you know that I'm exclusive to Rumble. I would be making this even if I weren't. Rumble has implemented their Rumble Advertising Center, the rack, in Rumble Studio. I'm telling you this, I've used it. It is revolutionary. It's going to revolutionize the way content creators make money as you do your stream. It tells you which campaigns are open to advertising. It tells you how many cents per view they're going to pay you to run the ad. You get to pick which ones you want to read, when you want to read it in order to maximize revenue. It was so good. I had one. I had to email the team to see if the 30 cents per view was a mistake or a glitch. It wasn't. You can pick what you want to sponsor, what you want to work with, when you want to run it, so that you can be most profitable for yourself and maximize visibility for the advertiser. It's revolutionary. It's amazing. And I tell you, it's going to change the way content creators make money. Hashtag Rumble on. Booyah.
It does sound incredible. I mean, it really, really does. It sounds absolutely insane. And I'm looking forward to it because the good thing is even if I still use that, I can still stream to all of the other platforms. And I believe they have Kick integration as well. So you can stream to YouTube, you can stream to Twitter, you can stream to, Rumble, obviously, and Kick. So I don't know. I may check that out. I may check it out and see how that goes. Right now, we have 2,200 people watching on YouTube. We have 2,200 watching on Twitter. We have 400 watching on Rumble. And we got 438 watching on Kick. Holy shit, we got a lot of people watching. I gotta be honest, though. I'm not sure if I buy the Twitter views. I don't know if I buy that there's 2,200 people literally watching me right now. I don't know if I buy that. I don't know. I don't know if I buy that. But I'm going to keep running with it. I'm going to keep acting like it's real. But I don't believe that that's real views. But I'm still going to pretend like it is. So we're going to say we have 40, almost 5,000 people watching us across the board. It's impressions. Yeah, I know. It's impressions. I would say there's probably, if I'm being real, there might be 50 or 100 people watching on Twitter. But we're just going to go with it. It's real. It probably includes bots, says Can Man. What up, Can Man? Devin says, Jeremy is still my favorite fig. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. But yeah, I will look into Rumble Studio. Again, Rumble's been good to me. I like them. Zevin Cross says, can you remember a Karen moment you experienced during your during your days in retail? Gosh, man, it's been a long, long time. I know that I was with so this is before I got into management, and I was just an employee, and I was on the front end, and there was this woman that was screaming at one of the managers, and she started just screeching, and he stood there and just dealt with it, which was amazing. And I was I was kind of moved over towards the office, and when he walked away, I remember him shaking his head going, it's part of the job. You just got to deal with it. And that kind of really did kind of connect with me, because at that point in time, I was just a bagger and a cashier. And so my ambition was to move up and get into management. So when he said that to me, that really did stick with me about like, wow, even when you have irate customers, you have to stand there and take it. That's what it takes to get on this guy's level. And so when I did get into future situations with customers that were irate and mad, that was where I learned that the customer is always right mentality. That is something that people always say. So I had a lot of interactions with people, but I felt like I handled most situations very well and very professional. And I would go out of my way to do whatever I needed to do. And I think that a lot of that is carried over to like the Geeks and Gamers side things. When people do have issues, like with things, I try to correct them to the best of my ability or do something to make the situation better if I can. So like, for instance, in retail, whenever I have problems, I would end up giving people like, oh my God, it was so dumb because so many people just don't know how to read, or they come in there with the mindset of like, oh, I thought this was on sale because this said it. Well, yeah, it was on sale a month ago. With the ad that you're bringing in, you see the date right there where it says sale ends on this date. Well, it's a month later. So yes, it was on sale, but they would end up at the cash register with the product. They're getting mad. They're getting frustrated. It's bullshit. And I want to tell them to go fuck themselves. I want to tell them they're retarded, but I have to go, ma'am, no problem. We're going to honor that price for you. No problem at all. you stupid fucking bitch. Of course, I didn't add the stupid fucking bitch part, but you have to honor stuff like that. They're the retard. They're the idiot, but you have to treat them as like, and the whole point is I want them to come back and shop with us next time. Leave a lasting impression with the person to make sure that they feel comfortable to come back the next time. That is something that is not happening today, by the way. Almost every time you go somewhere, the people don't care. The training is horrible. They're hiring people that don't give a shit. There's no good training. They're scared to train people and be honest with them and tell them how to do their job. So that's why you go into places right now and the employees, they're not dressed for the job. They're not in uniform. They're on their phone. They usually look like they're a customer anyway. They have blue jeans on. It's bullshit. There's no training anymore. They're scared to death to train people these days. Drives me crazy. Let's see. Axel, oh shit, it jumped on me. Let me go to the other list real quick. Big MAGA Bulge. Big MAGA Bulge, power back in the White House now. Fuck Joe Biden. Lone Wolf says, when I worked retail back in the day, I used to dread little old ladies getting out of their coin purse and counting out pennies and exact change. I remember that one. East Coast Toasted Boy, let's see, for 2. Says, Tetris prepared me for bagging. Hell yeah. There's Doug B. gifted another subscription on Kick. JM the Elite Fan for 20 says, true Walmart retail story. Had a 13-year-old kid ask one time if the price we had posted on the Xbox was what we had to pay or if he could negotiate lower. I told him no. We ain't no pawn shop, bud. Holy shit. That's amazing. Space, Digger. Yeah, there's nothing to see. Says if there's 2,200 people watching, why is no one chatting? Exactly. That's on Twitter, by the way. Jeremy just asked Jay to get Elon on FNT. I think he could do it. Axel Jensen says food service is part of the hero's journey. Lower Lips Liquor says worked concessions for Jai Isla. How do you say that? Sporting Palace in Rhode Island and Florida. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Concession. I've never worked concession. Space, Digger says, I worked at McDonald's then Walmart. Food is worse. Trent Hyatt, been watching you since back when you blasted Blind Wave's liberal bullshit. Trump 2024. That's a long time ago right there. The Magna Defender says, people who legitimately support Biden are flat out stupid. There's some people who support Hamas, mainstream media, Fauci, and mandates. They are one reason why America is falling apart. Chapter Master Ralderon says, I will do you one better. Some dude got caught stealing me and some other coworkers stopped him and he complained and yelled he did nothing wrong. Yeah, the retail side of like shoplifting has been out of control. Because, again, back in my day, back in the 90s, late 90s, we could just beat the shit out of shoplifters. And we had the whole system down pat. It was so great. We had a system. So this is back when cigarettes and tobacco was actually on the sales floor. So, of course, that's the number one item that got stolen. That and meat. So it was cigarettes and tobacco were the number one item that was stolen. And then meat was the next item that was stolen the most. But so what we would do is we would watch. I've told this before. We would watch. Our system was simple as this. Now, just going to say, we did a lot of profiling, okay? Because that's how it was in the 90s. We did a lot of profiling, and I'll just leave it at that, okay? A lot of profiling happened. So, someone walks in the store, you're like, keep an eye on that one, all right? So we and go pick up cigarettes. So then we would leave one person, all right? We'd leave one person to watch the cigarette display, all right? And then we would let this person walk around the store. And then when they would come back up to the front, we'd go, hey, what did you do with those cigarettes? Oh, I'll put them back on the shelf. No, you didn't, because we've been watching the shelf and you didn't put them on that shelf. So you need to tell us where in the store you put them down and show us where you put them down. 99% of the time, they had them in their pockets or their pants or something like that. And there were times where they would run and we would chase them and we would tackle them. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Fast forward to now, you can't even confront a shoplifter if you're literally watching them walk out of the store with the product. You can't even stop them. You can't confront them. A person can walk into a retail store and pick up something and walk out looking you eye to eye while they're doing it, and you can't even say anything. You can't even say a word. And that's just the reality of the situation. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Darmu says that Rumble Studios is worth a try. You can connect OBS better and now Streamlabs to it. Heck, might make you look less gay. LOL. You can connect Rumble, YouTube, Kick, X, Facebook, and Custom. That's actually pretty good. I think this weekend I will look into that. Okay. Let's see. It's pronounced highly. Okay. Got you. Got you, lower lip slicker. Thank you. All right. So we're going to call it there. I think Rumble won tonight. Even with Willie Will, hang on, I got to refresh Streamlabs and make sure. Willie Will, though, a valiant effort, sir. A valiant effort. And in all reality, though, if it's Rumble versus YouTube, YouTube won if it's just straight up YouTube versus Rumble, right? Jed, if it's straight up YouTube versus Rumble, I think Rumble won. I'm saying I think YouTube won. But if we're adding Kick, then YouTube's down 250, right? Jed, is that what I'm reading? Okay.
Yeah, YouTube's down 250 overall with all the combinations you said, but if it was just Rumble versus YouTube, YouTube would win.
Okay. Either way, you guys are insane. And you know who wins? We all win. The Snake Pit wins. Thank you guys so very much. Really do appreciate it. Dang, Rumble's beating YouTube. Yeah, it's been a crazy night. Willie, Will, are you still here? You do not have to super chat, sir. I just want to know if you're still here. I want to thank you, and I want to thank everybody. Doug, you crazy fool. If Streamlabs is YouTube, then Kick is with no, 100%, Doug, 100%. I love that you guys are pressing me on technicalities. So Doug is like, hey, damn it. There's Willie Will. Hail Willie Will. Hail Doug B. Hail everybody else that made this possible. I really appreciate it. No, I can't do Fortnite tonight because I've got daily tomorrow, and I can't spend hours. I've got to do some other stuff. I've got a couple more videos I got to make for YouTube. So as much as I would like to play some video games tonight, I can't tonight. I will tomorrow, but I can't tonight. Tomorrow, we're hopefully going to do the Black Ops stream. We will see. Got a stream snipe Beardo after this. Oh, is Beardo streaming right now? You guys go raid Beardo's chat. I'm not going to stream snipe him right now because I got to wrap this up. But let's see. Space, just like the election, it's rigged. Ada B says, speaking of big box retail, I honestly miss Circuit City. Oh, man, I miss Circuit City. Circuit City was awesome. It's sad. Bought a lot from them than Best Buy, and Team Electronics legit ripped me off once. Yeah, Circuit City was cool, man. And Willie Will says, at chat, love and peace. Look at that. Look at that. Good stuff from Willie Will, man. Good stuff from all you guys. Yeah, so I D what with 5 gifted memberships. You know what's crazy today? I got to look this up. Hang on. I got to look this up. So I don't know the exact totals, but let me see if I can find it. So I do know that Geeks and Gamers and D-Day Cobra will rank tomorrow. Neither one of them is going to be number 1, but on the YouTube super chat list, Geeks and Gamers and D-Day Cobra will rank. They'll be in the top 20 together. That's crazy. And yesterday, look at this. Look at this. Geeks and Gamers was number 4 in the U.S. yesterday. Number 4 in the US of A in Super Chats yesterday. Holy shit. We beat the Doc. We beat the Doc. Just for comparison, Doc had over 1 million views, and we beat Doc. Holy shit. That's crazy. I don't know who the other people are. I don't know who the Jerome ASF Minecraft YouTuber, I guess. I know Emily D. Baker. I know she's a big YouTube attorney. I don't know who Cool Trainer Ryan is. Pokemon? It was like a Pokemon. Well, we beat the Doc. So that's awesome right there. So hail to the Snake Pit. Hail to the 199. Thank you all so much for all of your support. You guys are insane, and I really appreciate it. It's crazy, and I hope that I never, ever don't seem appreciative for all the support that I get. I don't believe I support it. I don't believe that I deserve it, but I'm very proud that it does happen, and I thank you every single day for doing this, and every day I wonder if it's going to all stop, but it's really crazy. So thank you guys, whatever platform you're watching on, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Twitter, wherever, it's appreciated. I really thank you all for the love and support. And if the people leave me today, then all my channels will be pretty much dead. And I know that. I work for the people. So while I don't have a boss directly, I do have a boss, and it's the people. And that's who we work for. So, Sabaton to close us out. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, this live stream, Trump 2024. I think we're going to do an emergency CobraCast tomorrow to cover the Logan Paul interview, and we will talk to you later.
Time to rule at last. 15 years have all been
right, everybody. Thank you all. Have a great night. Again, don't forget to subscribe to D-Day Cobra Clips. That channel is over 1,000. At some point, I'm going to do a live stream on that channel to get the watch time up because for some reason, it's a brand new channel. Views are absolute dog shit over there. Hailstorm's been working his ass off. So if you guys have not, please go check it out. But I will do a random live stream on that channel at some point just so we can get the watch time up over there so we can get it monetized. But thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Have a great night, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.